Let's talk about something no one tells you when you invest in designer handbags. You can spend thousands on a luxury bag and still look outdated. If elegance and polish are what you're going for, it's not just about the brand. It's about the silhouette, the material, and the overall vibe that bag gives off. In this video, I'm walking you through 9 of the worst designer bags to wear in 2025, bags that are dragging your style backward, and what I recommend instead if you want to look chic, current, and timeless. And these aren't just random opinions. I study luxury bags for a living. I've watched what's trending, what's fading, and more importantly, what never goes out of style. Let's get into it. First, say goodbye to overly slouchy hobos. You know the ones I'm talking about, those massive unstructured hobo bags that seem to swallow your entire silhouette. While they might have felt effortless in the 2010s, paired with a pair of skinny jeans and a slouchy tee, they now look dated, sloppy, and completely at odds with the polished direction fashion is moving toward. Take the Bottega Veneta Jodi bag in its larger sizes. It had its fashion moment, and yes, it was everywhere. From influencers on vacation to street-style shots at Fashion Week, you couldn't scroll Instagram without seeing the oversized knot and rounded, exaggerated silhouette. But like any it bag that burns too bright, its time in the sun is dimming. These days, the Jodi feels more like a throwback than a forward-thinking accessory. The overly soft construction collapses the second you set it down. The curve lacks structure, and the iconic knot now borders on overdone. It doesn't elevate, it engulfs. The problem with slouchy hobos like this is that they overpower your outfit instead of complementing it. They're visually heavy without intention. The shape doesn't hold lines, which means it doesn't frame your body or polish your look. And as much as we all love a comfy, roomy bag, it shouldn't look like it's melting off your shoulder by midday. If you want something that still offers space without sacrificing shape, it's time to upgrade. Enter the Attico medium La Passeggiata Tote. Bag is the grown-up answer to the slouchy hobo. It's structured without being stiff, sleek without feeling cold, and it commands attention in a way that feels elevated. The vertical silhouette is unique, offering just enough visual interest while maintaining clean lines. The top handles add a sharp, elegant edge, and the slightly rigid body ensures the bag keeps its sculptural presence even when it's full. The Attico has mastered that in-between sweet spot. It doesn't shout, but it absolutely makes a statement. The leather quality is stunning, and the proportions are just right for daily wear. Big enough for a laptop, yet refined enough for dinner after work. Whether you're pairing it with tailored trousers and a silk blouse, or throwing it over a slip dress and oversized blazer, this tote adds instant structure and intention to your look. It's the kind of bag that doesn't just go with your outfit, it finishes it. That subtle sense of polish is exactly where modern fashion is headed. Less about the extra, more about the essence. Second let go of the logo overload, we've all been there. The temptation to buy that bag, the one drowning in logos, monograms, initials, and signature straps, is real. There's something about the big brand energy that can feel powerful at first. But in 2025, that power is starting to feel a bit forced. Take the Louis Vuitton multi-pochette accessoires, for example. A bag that once felt trend-setting now reads as overcomplicated and hyper-branded. Sure, it had its heyday, especially among influencers and YouTubers, but it's become emblematic of a style that's more about social media clout than timeless design. Between the dangling mini pouches, thick jacquard logo strap, and in-your-face monogram canvas, the bag doesn't whisper sophistication, it yells. And the thing is, logos aren't inherently bad, but when they become the entire identity of the bag, it stops being fashion and starts being advertising. The most stylish people in the room? They're opting for quiet confidence, the kind of bag that doesn't scream what brand it is, because it doesn't need to. That's where the Gucci Softbit maxi shoulder bag comes in, and let me tell you, it's the perfect antidote. From the moment you see it, you notice the form, not the logo. The leather is soft but intentional. The shape is pillowy and modern without being bulky. The hardware is discreet, just enough to add elegance without demanding attention. And the oversized silhouette feels completely in tune with today's casual luxe aesthetic. It's that effortlessly cool bag that doesn't require effort. You just carry it, and suddenly your outfit has that off-duty editor energy. The best part, you don't feel like a walking billboard. It's still Gucci, it still feels expensive, but it speaks the language of refinement, not reach. It gives you the status you want without relying on a logo to say it for you. This kind of bag plays beautifully with minimalist wardrobes, neutral colour palettes, and even those nothing special outfits that suddenly become fashion statements just by pairing it with the right accessory. A white tee, tailored denim, and this bag, instant style upgrade. It's the power of restraint, one of the most underrated tools in fashion. 3. Ditch the party clutch disguised as a work bag. Let's talk about that one bag category that seems to suffer from a serious identity crisis. The party clutch that wants to be a work bag. You know the type. A little too shiny, a little too gold, a little too loud for the boardroom, but not quite cool enough for a night out. These bags often come in patent leather with glitzy hardware and end up looking more dress code violation than chic professional. Case in point, the YSL Lou camera bag in patent leather with its shiny gold chain. This bag is all over Instagram, and while it photographs well, it doesn't always wear well, especially not when you're aiming for polish. The glossy finish picks up fingerprints and smudges faster than you can say coffee run, and the bold branding, chunky chain, and boxy structure just don't translate well across all settings. It's trying to be glamorous and practical at the same time, and unfortunately, it fails at both. In a casual setting, it feels overdressed. At work, it looks misplaced. It's the kind of bag that can actually date your outfit rather than elevate it. If you're craving a more refined, grown-up piece, one that works from the morning commute to a dinner reservation without feeling like a costume change, I highly recommend the Louis Vuitton Sac Plat 24 Hours. This is where timeless elegance meets contemporary edge. The Sac Plat 24 Hours is stunning in its restraint. No heavy chains, no shouty logos, no patent shine, just clean lines, impeccable craftsmanship, and a structure that means business, literally. It's the kind of bag that says, yes, I have my life together, even if you're running 10 minutes late and only had coffee for breakfast. It's slim, structured, and versatile enough to dress up or down. Pair it with wide-leg trousers and a button-down, and you've got work chic. Pair it with vintage denim and ballet flats, and suddenly you're channeling quiet luxury. That's the beauty of a bag like this. It gives your outfit intention without screaming for attention. So if your closet's still holding on to one of those overly shiny, try-hard hybrids that confuse rather than complement, it might be time for a swap. The Sac Plat 24 Hours isn't just an upgrade, it's an elevation. It's not about chasing trends, it's about choosing a bag that speaks to your style now, not your party girl phase from 5 years ago. And trust me, when you carry something that doesn't need to beg for attention, you become the focal point. And that's exactly the kind of energy you want to bring into 2025. 4. When structured turns into stiff. Now let's address another outdated trope, the bag that took structured a little too literally. Remember when a sharply tailored, trapezoid-shaped bag was the ultimate status symbol? Enter the Givenchy Antigona, a bag that ruled Pinterest boards and fashion blogs in the early 2000s and 10s. Back then, it was a moment. You'd spot it on every celebrity, slung over the crook of an arm, perfectly boxy and logo forward. But here's the thing, fashion evolved, and the Antigona didn't. That rigid architectural silhouette now feels too formal, almost like a relic from the days when everything had to be matchy-matchy and overdone. The pronounced trapeze shape makes it hard to pair with relaxed modern wardrobes. Think soft suiting, fluid trousers, slip skirts. It doesn't flow, and more importantly, it doesn't feel effortless anymore. Add in the oversized logo and heavy zippers, and the visual weight becomes too much. It demands attention, but not in a good way. In 2025, we're shifting toward pieces that still offer structure, but without the stiffness. Something that feels rich and intentional, but also natural. That's why I've fallen completely in love with the Ferragamo soft bag. Let me just say, this is structure redefined. The Ferragamo soft bag manages to walk that fine line between form and fluidity. It holds its shape, yes, but with a softness that feels luxurious rather than rigid. It doesn't sit stiffly on your hip like a block of leather. Instead, it moves with you. The leather has that buttery texture that whispers stealth wealth without needing a logo parade. It's the kind of bag that complements whatever you're wearing without trying to upstage it. With relaxed tailoring, it feels modern. With jeans and a t-shirt, it brings subtle elegance. With a minimalist dress, it pulls the whole look together without overcomplicating it. What I love most, though, is how this bag fits into the broader aesthetic shift we're seeing, away from logo-centric, hyper-structured silhouettes and toward effortless refinement. The Ferragamo soft bag feels intelligent, sophisticated, understated in the most stylish way. It's not loud, but it leaves an impression, and that is the kind of bag that doesn't just keep up with fashion, it evolves with you. So if you're still holding on to your Antigona out of nostalgia or I spent so much on it guilt, I totally get it. But remember, keeping a bag that no longer fits your style is like forcing yourself into shoes that don't fit anymore. Let it go, and make space for something that speaks to who you are now. The Ferragamo soft bag doesn't just fit the moment, it fits you. 5. From resort vibes to runway misses, there's a huge difference between a chic summer bag and one that looks like it belongs on a souvenir stand. And unfortunately, the Loewe Paula's Ibiza shell basket bag has crossed that line. It's cute, it's playful, but it's a little too literal. It screams vacation, and not in a cool editorial way, more like, I picked this up last minute at a beach shop. Plus, it lacks the kind of tailoring that makes a bag feel polished. You can't really transition it from day to dinner or city to getaway. Instead, I've been recommending the Chloe Summer Banana Crochet Tote Bag. Now this is how you do relaxed and refined. The craftsmanship feels thoughtful, not thrown together. The subtle curve gives it personality without being gimmicky, and the blend of materials keeps it feeling organic, yet totally luxurious. You can throw this over your shoulder with a flowy linen dress or pair it with denim and a button-down, and it adds that soft French girl touch. It's the kind of summer bag that whispers elegance, not novelty. 6. When slouchy becomes sloppy. Oversized, slouchy shoulder bags have their place, but they're tricky, especially when the design leans more toward chaotic than cool. A perfect example, the Bottega Veneta Teen Jodie in bright colours, the exaggerated knot, the bold hues, and the lack of defined shape can overwhelm your outfit, especially if you're wearing neutrals or soft tailoring. While it once felt fashion-forward, it's starting to feel a little clunky, like you're carrying a pillow under your arm. It's not giving modern elegance anymore, it's giving distraction. Now, if you want something with presence and poise, the Katie Lowry shoulder bag is the one I keep coming back to. It's sculptural, but subtle. The curved silhouette flatters the body, and the sleek leather finish makes it wearable from day to night. It feels fresh, but not trendy, like something you'll carry for years and never feel dated. There's a quiet boldness to it, the kind of confidence that doesn't need logos or loud colours. You can pair it with everything from a black blazer to a silk blouse, and it always feels intentional, just effortlessly right. And yes, if you're wondering where to get it, I've linked it below. 7. When bold becomes a bit too brash. Let's talk about that fine line between bold and borderline obnoxious. There's standout style, and then there's just trying too hard. And the off-white jitney bag? It lives firmly in the latter category. Sure, it had a moment. Those quotation marks, the loud cash inside lettering. It wanted to be cheeky and ironic. It was aiming for streetwear chic. But honestly, it ended up feeling more like a gimmick than a fashion statement. In 2025, it's giving freshman art student energy. It distracts from your outfit instead of enhancing it, and frankly, it just doesn't age well. It's not wearable sophistication, it's wearable sarcasm, and we've moved on. Now, if you're looking for something that balances presence with polish, enter the Prada Medium Bucket Leather Shoulder Bag. I adore this one. It gives you structure and elegance in one go. The shape is fluid yet clean, and the texture of the leather, luxurious without being flashy. You can style this with everything from a slip dress to a blazer and jeans combo. It says, "I've arrived," but in that confident whispered tone that makes people look twice. This is what statement bags should do. Make a statement without shouting it. 8. Trends that couldn't keep up. You know what really tests a bag's worth? Time. And the Diesel 1 DR bag? It didn't pass. For a brief window, it was everywhere. TikTok girls, street-style darlings, even your cool co-worker had one. But trendy doesn't always translate to timeless. The plastic-like finish, the Y2K club kid aesthetic, and the oversized logo made it a novelty, not a staple. And novelty wears thin fast. Especially in 2025, when people are leaning into elevated basics and long-lasting luxury. Not logo-screaming nostalgia. Instead, if you still want something playful with an edge, but that lasts, look no further than the Balenciaga Rodeo handbag small in mineral green. Ugh, this colour alone is everything. It's fresh but grounded. Not your average neutral, but not so wild you can't wear it every day. The shape is compact, sophisticated, and quietly edgy in a way only Balenciaga can pull off. This is a cool girl bag, but like the grown-up version. It's the one you'll reach for even after the TikTok trends have died down. Think effortlessly stylish, not chasing a vibe. 9. From fashion flop to elevated essential. There's nothing wrong with a designer trying to do something new, but when it's all flash and no function, we have a problem. That's kind of the issue with the Louis Vuitton multi-pochette accessoires. Yes, it was fun for a hot second, 3 bags in one. It screamed utility chic. But in real life, it's more awkward than it is innovative. The bulky straps don't sit well on the body, the multiple pouches often look clunky, and the branding is overwhelming. Plus, it's practically begging to be a target for fakes and overexposure. The whole thing reads like it was designed for Instagram, not real-life wear. And that's a big no for me. Now, let's talk about what actually works when you want functionality and elegance, the Dior Medium D-Journey bag. It's structured, it's stunning, and it carries itself with grace. The monogram is subtle, classy instead of chaotic, and the silhouette is timeless. You could wear this with a knit set, a power suit, or a flowy dress, and it would elevate each one. There's a quiet authority to Dior, and this bag channels exactly that. It's not trying to be different, it's just exceptional. If you're looking for an everyday luxury piece with staying power, this is your girl. So, why does this all matter? Because the bags we choose aren't just practical items. They're statements. They frame your outfit. They signal your taste. And they follow you everywhere. Literally. So when a bag feels out of sync with your personal style, too loud, too rigid, too trendy, or too gimmicky, it pulls your whole look down. But when you find the right bag, one that's sculpted, sophisticated, and effortless, it lifts everything. It makes your outfit feel intentional. It gives you that quiet confidence. And that's the kind of energy we're taking into this year, elevated, intelligent, and stylish without apology. If you've been carrying a bag that no longer fits your vibe, maybe it's time for a little upgrade. And remember, elegance doesn't have to be complicated. You just need the right piece to say it for you.